10-7. What?
That was nothing like I thought it was going to be.
We have some football to talk about. We can talk about the superb owl, that one game of the year that we can't call by name, but I think it's a wise game. It's superb. And why not call it an owl after Kennesaw State, right?
Why not? Why not?
No. So let's talk about the two games. And we were texting throughout. I was like, dude, I cannot believe the audacity of Coach Payton to not kick the field goal when you're up 7-0. Everything's flowing your way. Why do you need 14 points? Well, you didn't. You end up losing the game by a score of 10-7. You would have been up 10-0, and it changes the whole trajectory. This, to me, Marquis, and I want your opinion on this, he's not the only coach to be doing these silly things.
Oh, no.
It's not the right time. Time in a preseason. Do that during preseason when it doesn't matter. When you want to test out, all these trick plays and whatever else you got, the line, the formation, but not when everything's on the line in a conference championship game. And if I was a fan of the Broncos, I would be livid right now.
Now, you remember back in the day, if you was third and let's say 10, you kicked, 4th and 1, you kicked a punt, or you kicked the field goal. But nowadays, you never know. You never know. Coaching has changed. Everybody wants to kick the 70-yard field goal. And, they did miss a lot of field goals. Remember, I kept texting you, that's going to come back to bite them. That's going to come back to bite them because missed field goals is missed points. I remember hearing the coach say back in the day that every possession should end on a kick, whether it's a punt, a field goal, or an extra point. It should always end on a kick. Bottom line, but when that kick doesn't go through the uprights or you refuse to take the kick, you're going to lose the game. Could have won the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. And it's funny, when you look at both of these games, I noticed one commonality. You're at home, you don't take the points, and then later on, it seems like you can't really get anything going in Q4. Neither of these teams put up any points in the fourth quarter. It ended up being an exercise of futility for the Broncos, just keeping Stidham from turning the ball over. We had a couple of those plays where, hey, was it a forward pass? It was a forward. It wasn't. It was. It got overlooked. It got overturned.
Yep.
And just, if you're Bo Nix, you got to think, like, if I was in that game, we would have won that game.
Yep. I think Bo Nix would have won that game. Again, it comes down to quarterback play. That's what all these games, honestly. Every single game comes down to quarterback play, honestly. And Drake May, not the greatest, but he did lead the team. I mean, he led the England's, scoring the team's only touchdown, rushing it, didn't he? He ran it in, managed the game effectively in really bad weather. Defense just struggled offensively all around. And that's just something that Sean Payton couldn't get over.
Yeah, and he didn't. Yeah.
Look, remember I told you I don't want either team to win. So, Sean Payton's not in the Super Bowl. Oh, cry me a river.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt. And you look at Drake May, I mean, I was talking about him being snuffed in the MVP discussion, and you look at this game, he didn't have that many yards throwing, but sometimes, man, in the NFL, you're not going to have, a final score like we saw of Seattle and Los Angeles. You're not going to have a score in the 50s or 60s. You're going to have these 10-7 games. Yep. And Drake May just happened to make just enough plays to get past Denver. The question I have is it going to be enough for Seattle? Because when I watched the Seattle game, I'm like, dude, we saw so many lead changes, and we saw one thing we didn't see on either of these games, which I promised now and deliver, is a fourth quarter score in either for any of these four teams. And especially if you're a team that only put up 10 points in 60 minutes of football, you got to be concerned if you're going to play a Seattle team that's putting up 30 nearly every game. Not to mention has a defense that can score points. So
listen, Seattle's a team that surprised me this year. I really thought they were still in that rebuilding phase, after losing Pete Carroll and a lot of their core, and now we got a repeat of two of those championships, the Patriots and the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be fun. That game, though, the championship game, the NFC championship game, Devontae Adams. I feel sad for him. His fifth. But this is his fifth NFC title game that he's lost.
Yeah. Not going to be there to enjoy it in the Super Bowl. And not to dwell on the Denver New England game, but like, this is why I say sometimes stats don't matter.
Okay.
Because Denver had more passing yards, nearly double that of New England. But when it comes down to it, man, they just didn't make the plays. They made too many mistakes. They allowed too many conversions. That, what was it, 4th and down or whatever, Drake May just converts, or third
Yep.
and 6, something like that. And I feel like it's been a year since I watched this damn game. But if, so we get to these hot, and I'm like, when you watch it though, in replay, and you look at the plays that some people made and some people didn't, it just looked like New England knew exactly what they had to do to get by.
Yep.
And it's just like, I don't know. And I'm going to say, I really don't think that they can get by a Seattle team who's red hot right now. Listen, they put up 31 points against the Rams, and this game was like this. I mean, it was like, what, 5 or 6 lead changes. You didn't know.
You got Matt Stafford with 374 yards, and then you have Sam Darnold with 346 passing yards. They both had 3 touchdowns.
No turnovers, no interceptions.
And you look at the Patriots game, they had 1 touchdown apiece.
Yeah.
Did they have better defense, or was their defense better? I don't think the defense of either team, the Patriots or the Broncos, were better than the Seahawks or the Rams. So
I'll give it credit. I'll give credit where it's due to Mother Nature. I mean, she showed up in Denver and put some snow down.
Yeah.
It's still like, you play in that atmosphere. You play in that environment.
Oh, yeah.
So how do you not have a run game package dedicated solely to this kind of inclement weather, when, hey, these are our cleats for when it's snowing 5 inches of snow in one half of football? Like, this is the kind of stuff that I don't understand, that they don't understand. It reminds me of Philadelphia and Kansas City a few years ago in the Super Bowl. Like, how do you not have the right cleats? What is going on?
Remember, that's all about coaching, which is why I think that the Patriots and the Broncos game was pretty much a coaching chess match. You got the Broncos, who's down their quarterback, who got him there, down him. And you got the Patriots playing in really environment they don't really play in that often. I mean, even in New England, I'm trying to recall any games in New England recently that's been played in that kind of weather. Not really.
Not really. Yeah, you're right.
So it came down to coaching. I guess the Patriots were better coached at this point than the Broncos, because the Broncos were missing a piece. To me, it was old school smash mouth football, but again, they're trying to gear the game towards a faster pace with a lot more scoring. That's why they did that crazy mess with the kickoff and all the other BS, But the NFC Championship game was what we all thought it was going to be.
And listen, and if you're the Rams, you can't be that mad. They had their opportunities. They had one punt return that the guy muffed and fell on. Then they had another one that the guy muffed and didn't fall on. So there's a drive that you just squandered. And you look at halftime, we'll just jump straight to halftime with it. And the first game was so boring. I think we've covered it enough. I think everybody agrees. But you look at this Rams-Seahawks game, at halftime, it's a score of 13-17. The home team, Seattle's up by 4 points, which is exactly what you called, right?
Mm-hmm.
A 4-point swing. And then neck and neck in the third quarter, 14 points apiece for both these teams. And then goose eggs in the fourth quarter. And it reminded me of what you said, Marquis, how you said this game is going to come down to adjustments in the second half. And it looked like they both thought they were adjusting, and both of them got adjusted in the third quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, nobody could figure anything out. And weather's not an excuse.
Nope.
It's Seattle in January, but again, we've been here, done that. It wasn't like Denver. It's not, snow and crazy rain and ice like we got in Atlanta last week.
Mm-hmm.
This, to me, I can't understand why Seattle's only a 4.5-point favorite right now. I see them as easily a 7-point favorite Am I missing something here?
No, I was talking. Listen, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and I was saying I don't care Seattle by 20. You know, because I mean, honestly, if we look at both games, Seattle pretty much. I mean, they can score.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no matter how great your defense is, if they get scored on, the game goes to who's scoring the most. That's the name of the game: score the most. And I'm thinking that Seattle can score the most. I mean, but Vegas always has their little ways. They know this +4, plus or minus 4 for a reason, right?
Yep.
Oh, Vegas.
Yeah, well, those buildings stand tall and bright for a reason.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at the scoring summary here, and if you're Seattle, you got to be thinking, dude, the fact that we held the Rams to a field goal in the first quarter on that drive, or an 8-minute drive, right? That's huge. Later on, they held them to a 50-yard field goal with 3:43 to go in the half. You got to think, if you're Seattle and you can hold this Rams team out of the end zone, you sure as hell can hold Mike Vrabel's offense out of the end zone.
Oh
And
yeah.
I don't care if it's Josh McDaniels, who's been calling plays forever in New England and knows stuff or whatever. I'm sorry, but Seattle, this is going to be like that Seattle-Denver game that we saw forever ago, and everybody was like, "Oh, Peyton Manning, he's going to carve him up," and what he got destroyed. Like the first play of the game was a safety or something. Like, I feel like this game is going to mirror that, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh my gosh, we got to write an apology letter to Sam Darnold because of all the stuff we said about him." And now, like, three tutties, Stafford too, but we expect that from Matt Stafford in these situations.
Yep. Oh yeah. Matt Stafford's going to get his touchdown.
He's going to get his, but everybody was talking about how Darnold's going to collapse, and I wasn't so sure. And as a matter of fact, I chose Seattle to win this game. They didn't win by the margin I wanted them to. But dude, I feel like they still left meat on the bone in this game.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I like Seattle's run game. Kenneth Walker III is really, really, really smart when he runs.
Yep.
And that's kind of like a Seattle staple is smart running backs. I mean, if you go back to when they first when they won the Super Bowl with Russell Wilson, who was their running back? Marshawn Lynch.
Yep.
You know, great, smart running back. They could have had 2 in a row if they would have ran the ball. You know, we'll leave that.
Throw on the 1 or 2 yard line. No slants. No
Look,
slants.
it's just like Atlanta. It's run the ball. We're up 28-3. Why are we throwing? Run the ball.
Yep.
Run the ball.
Malcolm Butler was like, "Thank you." Boop.
Yep.
Yep.
But I'm telling you, I mean, Kenneth Walker III, I think, is going to be a major contributor to Seattle during the Super Bowl. I mean, it's not like I have anything personal against the Patriots because I do. But I honestly, I'll say it again, I just do not like AFC football.
Hey, listen, we feel how we feel. We all have our reasons. I think that 1-2 combo between Kenneth Walker III and Zach Charbonnet is just going to be too much. So what, you run Walker 15, 20 times and you have that thunder and lightning, man.
Yep.
Not to mention, if this moment, which I don't think this moment is too big for Sam Darnold, I think he is going to go out there and absolutely demolish
How
the
long
Patriots.
has Sam Darnold been in the NFL?
Since 2018, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
So, he's been in long enough. We got to stop looking at him like he's a rookie or something like that. You know, this moment's not too big for him. He's been there before, maybe not on certain teams, but in his mind, think about it. You know, I'm a football player. I'm in the NFL. It's Monday Night Football. I'm Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? So he's been in that mindset before. The Super Bowl is different, you know, but again, this game right here is going to really be determined off of the after halftime show adjustments. Because remember, halftime is 30 minutes.
Changes everything.
It does. It does. I mean, remember when Beyonce destroyed the chances of, I forgot what team it was. I think it was Kansas City or somebody. But her halftime show went like 4 extra minutes over because they was trying to rush everybody off and couldn't. So all the athletes started getting tense and it was a different game after halftime.
Yeah, man. And you got to stay focused. And I also think that kind of, now that you bring that up, lends an edge to Mike Vrabel. And the reason I say that is because he's been in these games, not only as a coach, but a player, right?
Yeah.
So you know how to stay prepared as a coach now that he's been there, done that. But also he can speak into the hearts of those players and say, hey, don't go to sleep. You remember what happened to Atlanta. Like use Atlanta as your case study because They don't want to talk about it, but it's real. And that's you got like that's the poster of do not do this, right?
Yep.
There may be some developments. Super Bowl week is always tricky. You know, you got look what happened back to Eugene Robinson back in. There could be some hooker scandals in the next week. some drug, but like you don't know. You do not know.
Oh,
this is why we have this show, because something could happen and we'll be here to cover it and provide you all the info and unsolicited information that you've never asked for.
Some obscure form that we found something on.
You never know. Listen, these Super Bowl weeks, maybe somebody will say something really dumb that we can cover.
Oh, yeah.
If it's worthwhile, we'll get back at it before the Super Bowl. But if Marquis is too busy selling houses, making that money, putting people in their dream homes, then so be it. Listen, if we don't get back before the Superb Owl, we'll definitely get back after the big game, okay?
Yep, the Superb Owl. Yep.
All right, Marquis, couldn't do it without you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You take it easy, boss man.
You too, man.